Hey y'all, welcome to Stivers Homestead. I'm Zach.
I'm Jen.
And right now, if you haven't, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for us. You're gonna learn today how us in Southeastern Kentucky and all the old folks that teach you how to grow plant their tomatoes.
Yep.
It's very important, it's very easy, but it's something that we live by and we've always had great tomato success.
And there's a million different ways,
Yes.
but we have been gardening for 9 years now. So you're gonna find out our way and what we do.
That's right. So first off, let's plant about 95 tomato plants. Okay, so you just saw a time lapse of us putting up these arches and planting all of these tomato plants. There's a bunch of them and they are doing extremely well. So in the lieu of doing that, I want to show you all how to plant one of these perfectly to have the greatest tomato year that you'll ever have. The first thing that you need to think about when you're planting tomato is what is the right size tomato for me to grow. Anywhere from here to here. Do not go to your nursery and get the biggest tomato plant that you have. Something that is that established is going to have one heck of a time in a transplant. It is going to go through some stress. It's going to have a hard time and it's going to take a little slowdown before it picks back up. What you want is something in a medium-ish size. So about the size of my face. So there you go. That's about the size that you're wanting to look for. We start all of ours by seed. So if you're doing that, this is kind of the goal that you're looking for, about this size. This is a 3-inch pot that we up potted in. You can see a lot of good roots in there. We got a good root ball. This is what you're wanting. Don't go pay $25 for a tomato plant. That's not the size that you want when you're transplanting into your garden. The second thing for great success on when to transplant, obviously after your last frost, right? But then you want to give it a week or two, because normally after you have your last frost, you get a lot of rain and you don't want to be completely washed out with extreme rains and extreme winds that put even more stress on your tomato plant. So wait till it looks like a good few sunny days with maybe a chance of rain. Number 3, the time of day. So as you can tell, the sun is starting to set. You want to do it a little bit closer to the evening or bright and early in the morning. Do not do this in the heat of the day. And that reason is simple. Transplant shock. If you put it right in the heat of the day, that puts a lot of extra pressure on your tomato plants and any plant in general. So you want to do it early morning, later in the evening. Okay, now what you really came for, the really good secrets on planting a good tomato plant. That's farm fresh eggs, folks. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to crack this bad boy and put it down in the deep of our hole. This is your secret. This is what every old timer will tell you to do to give you great success. So I just give it a little crack, drop it in. Now onto the tomato itself. So here is our very well-established tomato. This is a sort Rollies. So this one's gonna be a black top with a little bit of a yellow bottom. Here's the thing about tomatoes. They can grow roots all the way up their stem, as far as you want them to. The stem will actually produce roots. So if you have something that's a little leggy, you can plant that down and have no issues. So what we're going to do, because you also don't want to choke them out, we are going to tear off, that's their baby leaves, the first ones that come up, and then we're going to tear off this one. But I actually don't like to go further than that first true leaf. I like to go up to this one. So baby leaves, first one that came up, I tear it off, and then we'll go to here. So I will plant this tomato plant all the way to here and leave this up. Some people will tell you to plant them all the way up to here. That's okay too if you want to try that out. In our experience, that chokes them out a little too much. Yes, you'll have a good root ball, but you're going to slow down your growth. So in our opinion, go to that second stem. That's where we want to go. So you want to carefully take the roots out. Just don't pull, let it naturally come out, and you want to keep it in a good root ball. So we're going to go all the way down in that hole. So you want to make sure you bury a pretty decent hole, and then we're going to cover it up. This part's also important because you don't want to make a mound. If you make a mound, you're gonna start choking things out as well. And you're gonna run the water off away from your root ball. So you actually do want your tomato plant to be fairly flat within the ground. And then I'll show you one more little trick you can do. Once you have it fairly flat, do this little number. Make your little moat. That helps the water hang out in here and then run down to the root ball. Mulch them well. We're using straw, not my ideal situation because straw can drop some seed. However, you want to find something that is organic, that isn't sprayed, and that doesn't have any kind of color dye on it. Straw, unfortunately, is one of the best options for that if you can find a good locally grown farmer that is not spraying their straw. Second, put marigolds all around your tomatoes. Marigolds aren't just beautiful and drag in the pollinators, they also keep pests away. They definitely help. They're natural resistant to pests to keep them off your tomatoes. Make sure you plant plenty all around them. Your tomatoes are gonna grow taller, the marigolds will stay short, but will be able to survive underneath your tomatoes. Plant all the marigolds. Oh my God, check this out. I don't know if y'all can see it from here, but we have a miniature horse and we just got through with goat kidding season and every little goat kid is right there with the miniature horse model. That is too funny. And the last thing you need to do, some form of trellis tie-up that you want to do. Sometimes we use cattle panels, just like we have here for the peas. Sometimes we use cages, and sometimes we use stakes. This year, we're gonna use 8-foot stakes. So thankfully, my father-in-law, Jen's stepdad, has a sawmill. So he's going to make 8-foot tomato stakes. That's why it's economical for us to do it that way. Get creative, do whatever you can. All you're doing is tying a tomato plant up so it doesn't lay down. There's all kinds of options that you can do. Even if it blew down, to even have to use a T-post, you can do that. I promise you all, if you take these steps, especially put that egg in there, you're gonna have the best tomato year that you're ever gonna have. We hope y'all enjoyed this. If you haven't subscribed, make sure to down below. We love y'all. Until the next one, bye.